I'm Clemens Cyran. I'm one of the vice chairs at the Department of Radiology at the University Hospital of LMU Munich. The University of Munich University Hospital is one of the largest university hospitals in Germany and in Europe also. It treats about 500,000 patients every year. We are seeing about 170,000 patients a year in our radiology department, which also belongs to the largest ones. We always try to stay on top of the game and be early adopters of innovation in all the fields. The partnership with deepc started out in a moment of enlightenment when we realized that we really need to see AI in radiology not only as a research tool, but more like a clinical scenario. And we already had a number of algorithms active in our clinical routine, but needed to simplify the approach and to streamline it in order to make it fit into a clinical workflow so radiologists would readily be inclined to adopt it. Of course, we had a number of algorithms already running at our department, but there are a number of challenges along the way. So first, when you have a clinical issue, a clinical challenge you would like to address by an algorithm, it's really hard to orient yourself on the market. So there are a number of algorithms out there, and to have a competitive discussion on which one is performing best, or even have a good selection of trials available, is a true challenge. So that's one part of the story. The other part of the story is that we realized when we approached or assessed a new algorithm, we always had to go through our legal contract situation. It would take months in order to get those contracts approved. And then you'd also have the issue that charging and keeping the business connection alive is challenging at times. Another issue is certainly to comply with the very important field of data protection. I think we are taking this issue very, very seriously, appropriately treating those issues as one of the core issues when you use AI in clinical routine. So we also encountered the issue of having to apply for a separate data protection approval every time, which just generates a lot of work, takes up a lot of hours in order to fill out those forms. And we realized that if we wanted to use AI in the whole spectrum, it would just take up too much of our resources in order to apply for those, to go through the legal process. So we were looking for a platform technology. Then we found deepc, I think very early on, also in the life of deepc's product. And we decided to go and move along the road together. Well, first I thought the partnership to be inspiring from a very early time point, because I think our clinical needs and our vision matched the vision of deepc very much. So I still remember this first meeting when deepc made the pitch at our department, and we felt, wow, that's a match. And one of the key ideas is that you have flexibility within this app store. I know you don't like this so much, but within the platform technology in order to select the algorithm you like best for the application you're scouting for, right? So you don't have just one algorithm you can choose from, but you'd have 2 or 3 algorithms to address the issue, make your own opinion about the performance, and kind of have a trial also for different algorithms and then make an informed decision. Well, it's clinical reality. So deepc is fully integrated in our clinical workflow. The images are sent from our PACS system directly to the servers of deepc for different clinical applications. And once the radiologists open the case from the work list, the results are already there, and they provide a second opinion and reporting support. What we have experienced is that radiologists really value the presence of those algorithms as a second reader. So a lot of times it's not black and white. So you have your doubts, you're reading the scan, and the algorithm gives you a second opinion. So of course we know that algorithms mostly are not in a superhuman performance level so far, but they usually provide you with a good assessment of the clinical scenario, and you get a higher reading confidence if the algorithm is present than without. We have also examined this in a clinical study, and we saw that radiologists felt more confident if they had the reading support of an algorithm than they would without it. Well, first of all, what we need to realize is that we are in a phase that we are generating exposure for our colleagues, right? So that was actually also one of our major stakes and goals we wanted to attain, that we use AI in clinical routine and that the radiologists and the non-radiologists have a broad experience on how it is working with AI, what the performance level is, and how it really fits into the workflow. So the general feeling is that AI provides a higher level of reading confidence in making your call than without it. But there are also challenges, because as I said, the performance of the algorithm is not superhuman in a general state in the quality. It may just be as good as a board-certified radiologist. And we also see that some algorithms are really still too oversensitive, or that sensitivity is too low. So we need to pay attention, because if we use algorithms that don't perform well, it causes a lot of frustration with the radiologists, and we see that in clinical reality. Radiologists don't look at the results of those algorithms anymore. So when you choose to apply this scenario and expose your colleagues to AI, you should make sure that you start out in the process with very well-performing algorithms that motivate your colleagues to use AI instead of frustrating them. As I said, we consider ourselves as early adopters in the field, and we are venturous. We are ready to try out even algorithms that take on more complex issues. So what we are looking at is integrating algorithms that may also tackle multi-sequence MRI protocols in clinical issues like prostate carcinoma, and see where AI can contribute there. If it is reliable enough, if it is reproducible, and what the clinical plus really is. On another aspect, we are investigating scenarios where we combine AI with structured reporting, with automatic enrichment strategies, in order to see where we can move both fields together along the road in the workflow of clinical radiology. That's really interesting, because we've had a very active group in researching AI for years. And it's pretty detached from our clinical activities. Right now we have different algorithms available that are ready for clinical application. For example, an automatic segmentation of whole body PET images that would support you in reading those PET CT images by quantifying metabolic tumor volume, for example. And we are ready to move this algorithm that was developed in a research scenario towards clinical application, at least towards a clinical scenario, and see how it performs in real life. Although it's not a medical product yet, it's still a situation that we would envision to investigate. From my point of view, deepc and the Department of Radiology at LMU were able to move together down the developmental road. I think we've achieved quite a bit. We have had fun moments like the use of algorithms on Oktoberfest, which was just a star moment, of course. And I'm looking very much forward of moving the development line together down the road, see what's possible. There are challenges ahead. I think reimbursement is a major challenge for every healthcare stakeholder right now. But starting from there, the sky's the limit. you.